Transport. First train in India ran from Red Hills to Chintadripet Bridge in Madras on 1837. First city to get India's first underwater metro, which is below the flowing Hooghly River, Kolkata Metro at Kolkata. First rail to become zone of Indian Railways, Kolkata Metro as Thay. First passenger train, between Mumbai and Thane on the 16th of April 1853. First suburban railway line, Mumbai Suburban Railway in 1857. First rapid transit rail, Kolkata Metro in 1984. First motorcar, in 1897, Mr. Forster of Crompton, Greaves. First motorcar in regular use, Francis Spring, Chennai in 1901. First Indians to own a motorcar, Jamsetji Tata, with Parsi lawyer Rustom Cama, in 1901. First competitive event, Delhi, Bombay trials in 1905 at the behest of Lord Curzon and Otor Union of Western India to test the suitability of the automobile for Indian roads and to facilitate interaction between the fledgling automobile industry and prospective Indian clients. Oldest surviving and running cars in India, Didion Bouton 1904, Rover 1905. First woman to drive a car in India, Aishangula Robe, R.D. Tata 1905. First woman to drive a railway train in India, Surekha Yadav. First female auto rickshaw driver, Sheila Devray, Pune, 1988. First motor taxi, Mumbai, 1911. First large-scale import of motor cars, relatively large contingent of motor cars imported for the Delhi Darbar held in 1911 to mark the arrival of King George V. First registration scheme for motor vehicles in India, 1912. Arrival of mass production technology makes the automobile a practical means of transport by the 1920s and most British officers had cars. First assembly of motor cars, General Motors sets up the first assembly unit to assemble cars from imported parts in 1928. The National Series AB sedan is produced. First manufacture of motor cars, Hindustan Motors begins production of cars in 1942. Premier automobiles and Standard Motors set up. Technology stagnates as a result of economic autarky as India is isolated from the rest of the world. First act leading to liberalization of the auto sector, Maruti 800 launched in 1983 and the automotive industry is progressively liberalized. First fully indigenous passenger car developed in India, Tata Indica, launched in 1998. First expressway, Mumbai-Pune Expressway in 2000. First major acquisition of a foreign company by an Indian company, Tata Motors acquires Jaguar and Land Rover in 2007. Mahindra Automotive emerges as the top bidder for Sangyong Motor Company in 2010. First aeroplane in India, Maharaja of Patiala, 1910. Domestic commercial aviation is born in India in 1911 when on the 18th of February, Henry P.K., flying a Humber biplane, carries mail from Allahabad to Nani Junction, some 6 miles away. 1927, India's first airline, Imperial Airways, extends its empire routes to India, connecting India with the outside world for the first time through an air network. A de Havilland Hercules flies the Cairo-Basra-Karachi-Jodhpur-Delhi route. It is also the first domestic passenger flight to be operated in India. Passengers could be for the first time fly from Karachi to Jodhpur and to Delhi on Imperial Airways. On the 10th of February 1929, J.R.D. Tata is awarded India's first pilot license number 1 by Fédération Aéronautique Internationale signed by Sir Victor Sassoon on behalf of the Aero Club of India in Burma. 1932, Urmila K. Parikh becomes the first woman to get a pilot license when she is given a license by the Aero Club of India in Burma. 1932, J.R.D. Tata launches India's first scheduled airline, Tata Airlines, by piloting the first flight himself from Karachi to Bombay via Ahmedabad on a single-engine puss moth with a load of airmail. 2009, India's first electric motorcycle. 2012, Radhika Menon becomes India's first merchant navy captain.